we'll be talking about interactions with other bodily systems with the neurological system. The skeletal system works with the neural system by making up the framework of the body and allows us to move when our muscles contract. It stores minerals like calcium, phosphorus, and releases them into the body when they're needed. The skeletal system also protects internal organs and produces blood cells. Bones provide calcium. The skull protects the brain from injury, the vertebrae protects the spinal cord from injury, and the brain regulates the position of bones by controlling muscles. So what do the bones do for the nerves? They provide calcium. Almost all the calcium, 99%, is stored in bones. They also provide protection. The nervous system is protected by bones. The skull protects the brain and the vertebrae protects the spinal cord. What do the nerves do for the bones? 1, they provide positional information. Sensors and nerves in the joints detect the mechanical deformations of ligaments and capsules. They also protect joints. The same sensors and nerves that send positional information also protect against injurious movements of the joints. Enable movement. This is more of an indirect interaction. Nerves signal to the muscles to contract. The cardiovascular system interacts with the nervous system because it delivers oxygen, hormones, nutrients, and white blood cells around the body by pumping blood, and it removes waste products. The cardiovascular system is made of endothelial cells, which maintain the blood-brain barrier. Additionally, the brain regulates heart rate and blood pressure. The brain controls the heart directly through the sympathetic and parasympathetic branches of the autonomic nervous system, which consists of multisynaptic pathways from myocardial cells back to peripheral ganglionic neurons and further to central preganglionic and premotor neurons. So basically, what this means is that neurons from the brain interact with nerves from the heart. This creates a relationship in which both of these systems can work together. Cardiac functions can be profoundly altered by the reflex activation of cardiac autonomic nerves in response to inputs from barochemo, nasopharyngeal, and other receptors, as well as by central autonomic commands, including those associated with stress, physical activity, and sleep. The muscular system has different types of muscles which enable motion, generate heat to maintain body temperature, move food through digestive tract, and contract the heart. Receptors and muscles provide the brain with information about body position and movement. The primary purpose is it gives the body movement, and the primary organs are the muscles attached to the bones. The skeletal system gives the body movement. Internal muscles work with certain organs to help them do their jobs, like pushing material, usually broken down food, through organs of the digestive system. The endocrine system secretes hormones into blood and other body fluids. These chemicals are important for metabolism, growth, water and mineral balance, and the response to stress. Hormones provide feedback to the brain to affect neural processing. This represents a diagram of how the chemicals all work together. The endocrine system is composed of glands that secrete chemical messengers known as hormones. The pineal gland, the hypothalamus, the pituitary gland, the thyroid, the ovaries, and the testes are some of the most important glands in the body. The endocrine system is not part of the nervous system, but is still essential to the communication throughout the body. The hypothalamus connects the two most important communication systems. The lymphatic system works with the nervous system because it protects the body from infection. The brain can stimulate defense mechanisms against infection. This represents a diagram of what it looks like. The respiratory system supplies oxygen to the blood and removes carbon dioxide. The brain monitors respiratory volume and blood gas levels. The brain also regulates the respiratory rate. So it is extremely important that the two work together, because if the brain's neurons are not properly connecting to your respiratory system, you wouldn't really be able to breathe. The digestive system stores and digests food, transfers nutrients to the body, eliminates waste, and absorbs water. Digestive processes provide the building blocks for some neurotransmitters. The digestive system sends sensory information to the brain. The urinary system eliminates waste products and maintains water balance and chemical balance. The bladder sends sensory information to the brain, and the brain controls urination. Now we will be going into the kinds of research and the brain scanning tools that doctors use in order to see the nerves. Brain scans and MRIs are some of the most popular forms of brain imaging technologies available. Magnetic resonance imaging, or MRI, of the brain is a safe and painless test that uses a magnetic field and radio waves to produce detailed images of the brain and the brainstem. The MRI is used for neuroscience because it can detect a variety of conditions, such as bleeding, swelling, developmental and structural abnormalities, or problems with the blood vessels. During an MRI, it is completely painless. The patients will have to lie still for about 30 to 40 minutes during the procedure. The study of the neuroanatomy using the imaging enables key insights on how our brains functions. We are able to see that we are shaped by genes in the environment, and we change with development in aging and disease. Developments in MRI acquisition, imaging, processing, and data modeling have been key to these advances. The MRI scanning equipment creates a magnetic field around the body strong enough to temporarily realign water molecules in the tissues. Using animals. The use of transgenic animals has allowed neuroscientists to decipher the functions of particular genes and create disease models. The advantages is that they can live only 2 years, which facilitates aging studies, and the small size of rodents allows many animals to be maintained in a limited space. In some cases, rodents are better models of human diseases than other models. The disadvantages, however, is that the rapid aging can confound repeated measures over time in the same subject. The small size of rodents causes constraints of manipulations and measurements, and some human diseases and conditions cannot be mimicked in rodents. Additionally, up to using mice and rats, people can use zebrafish, which is becoming more widely used in neuroscience. Observational studies combined with the ability to see molecular changes in the brain and firing neurons are ongoing to understand how they react to stress and depression. Additionally, monkeys are used as well because they have a close genetic relationship to humans. Monkeys are one of the most valuable animal models used in research. Less than 1% of the animals used in the research in the EU are monkeys. There are also different types of experiments that are used in order to figure out the neural pathways. First is the variety of scientific experience, ethics, and then getting started. Additionally, what scientists do is they figure out what an experiment is, and then they control the extraneous variables, and then they try to figure out a predictor variable or factorial designs. Then they find a correlation, and then they review all their research designs. This will create a much more better research study, and with combining with the MRI and brain scans, they're able to figure out how the brain works and other neural pathways and are able to create papers. Thank you.